Well, all right. Welcome back. This is Peyton 3.0's EDM World News. This is Peyton 3.0, the EDM and drum set vocalist Zombie Supreme. And today we're going to talk about the fact that black artists are getting the support they need in this EDM genre. Because even though there are, and listen, this is not for debate or controversy, even though there have been or still are black artists, DJs in EDM music, there's not been enough of them. It's more than like a minority of guests in the house of mainly white producers, among a few other races. But we know that the white race is the one that predominantly is the one that um, is represented and is on stage in EDM music. So anyway, without further ado, this is EDM World News, and among other news articles too, we'll be getting to. Here we go. All right. As you can see, we have a picture for representation of Mr. Black Coffee Baby making his waves in this industry. So, without further ado, here we go, folks. Yes. So let's just get right into the article, please. Yes. Get your popcorn, get your drink, your wine, your beer, whatever, your vodka, and let's get down to it, folks. Are you ready to be entertained? Are you ready for a personality that wows? Then that's me. All right, folks, give me a moment to pull up that lovely article. Not that one. Not that one either. It's the article before that. All right, let's see what's going on today, folks. Let's see what's going on today. We saw that. I'm trying to figure out what the other article is. There we go. Sorry, folks. Anyway, so Black Artist Database in Ableton offers a series of free master classes for black music producers. Okay? So Black Artist Database has created a free opportunity for producers to hone the essentials of producing, drum programming, and remixing, and more. Okay? Black Artist Database is teaming up with Ableton to offer up to 1,200 black artists a free music production masterclass. Black Artist Database, a crowd-funded platform dedicated to supporting black artists, labels, and music producers, previously offered free courses in partnership with the popular digital audio workstation company in October of 2021. Now, the volunteer powered organization has scaled up to provide coverage across four continents in rapid fashion. Formerly known as Black Bandcamp, Black Artist Database existed merely as a spreadsheet in its earliest form, but has grown to centralize the work of thousands of of Black music industry professionals. And I think personally that it's great that this actually exists, that there is a push from an organization for more Black like EDM DJs to really be in the forefront in the EDM community. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's not all floor. Again, as I say in my previous videos, in the EDM community, it's not all sunshine and rainbows and candy. You know, we have to wake up to the grim reality of some of the things that go on within the EDM world as a whole. Ain't nothing perfect, ain't nothing, even though that's what we promote, right? There are still things that go wrong. For example, the one kid or adult at EDC last year who came, he had some bombs or something like that. He was going to blow the place up. He was an EDM fan. He had bought a ticket to the show, but claimed he didn't get a refund, but they offered him a refund. And I don't know, at least it's in the security column. So like I said, nothing is really perfect, sunshine and rainbows in the EDM world either. Okay, so let's continue. So on there, I believe this is their Twitter, and I don't really use Twitter. Sorry, I don't. I guess a lot of people in EDM do use Twitter. I don't. Sorry. BAD at Ableton Masterclasses are back. We will be hosting a series of online music production masterclasses, with our next set being taught by Asmo, Kelsler, Susie Analog, and Zevra. 300 free spots available to each class. Hit the link to register. The bit.ly link, they say. Okay? In their forthcoming round of artist-led masterclasses, Asmo, Kelsler, Susie, Analog, and Zara will be covering a breadth. I don't know what that word is, okay? Anyway, music production essentials and techniques. Taking place February through May, the curriculum kicks off with a general production seminar from Asmo, followed by a session on drum programming and creative production techniques led by Kelsler. Analog will then instruct a course about the art of remix before Zevra, I'm hoping I'm saying the name right, sorry, will lead one called How to Make Techno Music. And I really wish they wouldn't call it techno music, you know, because we all know the thing with EDM and techno music, you know, terminology being not exactly correct. I believe techno music is within EDM, but it's not EDM. Unless they're really talking about techno music in itself, then that's alright. The once monthly course schedule is set for February 22nd, March 15th, April 19th, May 3rd, respectively. Each course has 300 open spots available, and you can secure a spot for free by registering prior to February the 14th, which is already passed, folks. Sorry for those of you who are on here who are Black producers and you wanted to possibly get into this class. If you already registered for this and you know what's going on, congratulations to you if you got to the door. Okay. But yeah, so anyway, I think that's great. That's wonderful, glorious that they're doing that for Black EDM producers out there who are you know, there may still be a small handful of us in the Black community of men and women trying to produce music, but we are out there, you know, in many countries, and we're trying to do our thing, and we just don't get to shine. Now, me personally, like, for those of you who are new, I'm not a DJ producer. I am a vocalist, rapper, lyricist in EDM music, right? So that's what I do. I'm a vocalist. But there's certainly enough of us in there either. Anyway, that was that. Tell me what you think about that below. If you have anything to say, any words, let's have a conversation. Well, let's move on to our very next article. Okay, which will be Lollapalooza founder Perry Farrell says he's producing house music now. Okay, let's get into the tea. By the way, the song in the background is called When I'm Alone It's the Best Time. Okay, it's called When I'm Alone It's the Best Time. You can find it on my SoundCloud, and we'll put that up at the very end of the show. Excuse me. Alright, so give me a moment. I gotta switch the thing up again. Boop. Alright, so here we have Mr. Perry Farrell on the, I think it's the left. Anyway, Perry Farrell is the white man, of course. And then, of course, we all should know who this is right here on the other side, which is the baby. Now, with this particular story, the baby has nothing to actually do with the story, but the thing is, I want to just reference it very quickly. Very quickly that when the baby did that thing, and by the way, I am a member of the sexual group of LGBT gay myself. When the baby did what he did on stage at that concert and it blew up, you know, whatever, when he said that thing about HIV/AIDS and all that, he had something. Mr. Farrell over here had something to say. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically the quick reference about that. I just like the picture, so I put the baby up on there with him because he he does have something to do with the baby in his comments on what was said. Anyway, but let's get to the real story here. Okay, so Pharrell's new Heaven After Dark series, which will feature DJs playing acid house music, is set to debut in Los Angeles. Okay. Perry Farrell has fabled Lollapalooza founder, or so I should say, the fabled Lollapalooza founder and Jane's Addiction frontman, has revealed he's been busy working on house music. Because I think, if anybody knows what who Jane's Addiction is, I think it's a rock band. Okay, I do remember the name, although I never really listened to Jane's Addiction's music. Anyway, in an interview with LA Downtown News, Pharrell talked about his new Heaven After Dark project, which is set to debut this week in downtown Los Angeles, dubbed an audio sensory journey. The monthly series is said to incorporate musicians, dancers, comedians, street performers, as well as DJs playing acid house music. When asked about any current endeavors as an artist, Pharrell said he has been producing house music, as well as a score of an orchestra. As a score for an orchestra. Sorry about that. Anyway, me personally, I'm working on music for an orchestra, Pharrell said. Or Farrell, however you pronounce his name. I'm working on music for a promo for Pyros, working on music for James, and then house music, making great music as well, he says. Okay. What's this? We don't really care about that. Lollapalooza, of course, takes place in Chicago, prevailingly considered the birthplace of house music. Despite the pervasive presence of EDM at this flagship festival, Pharrell has been open about his disdain for the genre. Huh? How do you into a genre that you have disdain for. Okay. Go on, go on. Which she believes bastardized house music after its stateside corporatization. And you know what? We're going to stop right there because he has a point. Well, he has a point for the mainstream side of it when it came to in the 2010s for the mainstream radio thing by the music industry that had nothing to do with the underground EDM world. Nothing to do with it. They watered it down. They made house music radio friendly and digestible to the general public. That's what that was. But the true EDM scene itself has stayed true to house music. It has stayed true to its sound, and DJs pumping it out has stayed true to it. Now, like I said, but anyway, let's continue. I hate EDM, Pharrell told the Chicago Tribune in 2016. I want to vomit it out of my nostrils. Goddamn. What's wrong with you? Anyway, I can't stand what it did to what I love, which is house music, which was meditative, psychedelic. It took you on a journey. I sometimes cringe at my own festival, okay? But you're the one putting it on. If you, maybe you should find artists that appeal more to the taste of the house music that you like, right? Just saying. I'm pretty sure the crowd would love it too for the true EDM fans that go to these festivals. Just saying. Pharrell's Heaven After Dark kicks off Thursday, February the 17th at the 1926 room at the Valesco Theater in downtown Los Angeles, which I used to go dance there. You know, for my friends' little parties, we would have one, like, I don't know, was it Tuesday nights? Whatever. You can purchase tickets here. That's what it says. But yeah, I mean, that was his take on it. I mean, I'm not sure what he was referring to. The mainstream radio, if we had DJs that were playing the kind of mainstream things from the radio of the 2000s where the music was coming to the service of America for some reason, then that's on you, okay? But I guess you're gonna say, I guess he gonna say I'm gonna do it way better than that. But okay, we're gonna see what he got to throw down. Comment below if you're excited for Perry Farrell switching into EDM music as a producer. And what do you think about his controversial comments about hating EDM music and it being bastardized by the states? Alright, let's continue, folks. Give me 1 second. When was the last story? You want the story though? Alright, so this next one, folks, is gonna be Splice, okay? We all know who Splice is. If we don't, look it up. Anyway, let me switch this over for a minute, folks. Let's switch this over. Bye, Perry Farrell. And I believe Splice is if you're into EDM for real, you know this is a record company. They also do several other media things. Splice is a very popular EDM record company, but anyway, Splice remembers producer Christina Yuna Lee after senseless murder in NYC apartment, okay? So Lee was reportedly stabbed over 40 times by the suspect, who is now in police custody. Okay? I'm sorry, I probably should have warned you guys. This last story was going to be um heartbreaking, sad. Yes. So like I said, she was reportedly stabbed over 40 times by the suspect, who is now in police custody. Okay. Leading music production platform Splice, like I said, they do multiple things, has paid tribute to senior creative producer Christina Yuna Lee, who was tragically murdered over the weekend. Sources say that the suspect, Azamad Nash, followed Lee into her apartment early Sunday morning and tried to flee through the fire escape after fatally stabbing her over 40 times. Okay. According to the New York Times, a neighborhood said he heard screams around 4:30 a.m. that sounded like something out of a movie. Police reportedly found Nash hiding underneath Lee's bed and arrested him. Okay. Over the weekend, our beloved Christina Lee was senselessly murdered in her home, reads a message shared by Splice via social media. Our hearts are broken. Always dedicated to making beautiful and inclusive artwork, Christina is irreplaceable. As we start to process this tragedy, we ask that you remember Christina Lee as the magic person she was. Always filled with joy, we wish peace upon her family in their grief. Rest in peace, Christina. Let's take a moment of silence and give Miss Christina, please. All right. Lee described herself on her website as a New York-based creative producer dealing in national scale marketing content. She worked on many large scale projects for companies like Aldo, Google, Twix, Equinox, and Tom's, among, uh, among others. Hours after the attack, Asian American community leaders united at the scene of the incident and demanded the city take action. According to Stop AAPI Hate, which is Asian American Pacific Islander, by the way, a total of 10,370 hate incidents against Asian American Pacific Islanders individuals occurred between March 19, 2020 to September 30th, 2021. Additionally, the Hate Crime Task Force saw hate crimes targeting Asians in 2021 rise 233% in New York subways. New York subways, y'all. And you know why this patheticness stemmed from low value, nothing type of people, obviously, with nothing going for themselves, just because Wuhan or wherever released that thing to the world, the corona, whatever, the coronavirus. Okay. Like I told you, I ain't worried about no demonetization because I don't care about that. New York Governor Kathy Hochul tweeted late Sunday night, and let me say this: I love me some Asians, honey. Love me some Asians. Actually, I want to marry an Asian man. That's what I want. Want me a nice Asian man to marry. Yes. Anyway, stating that she was mourning this tragic and heartbreaking loss of life. We have seen far too many acts of violence against Asian American Pacific Islanders, New Yorkers in recent months. Hochschulz added, we must make sure every community is safe in our state. In our state, she says. So, unfortunately, that was the unfortunate, sad news on Christina. So, she could have gone on to do even more incredible, great things in her career. Who knows what she could have gone on to do? Like I said, tragedy targets everybody, whether you're famous or not. So you just never know when your last day is going to be. You just don't. So, just like Christina, you should live every day, whatever little time you get between the capitalist bullshit of working your 9-to-5 job, that's what you gotta do at Starbucks, McDonald's, or wherever you work, to find time for your passions, find time for things that you love to do, right? Because at the end of the day, you stressing out and stringing out and whatever all the time ain't gonna matter, because one day, and not when you're old, could be today, could be tomorrow, you won't be taken out by something in this world. It's just inevitable for all of us. So, rest in peace, Miss Christina, to her family. And folks, that's all I got for today. Thank you for being here to the end. My name is Peyton 3.0, the EDM and drum staff vocalist Zombie Supreme. And this has been EDM World News. Now, before I go, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share, hit that notification button to see more of my videos. Go ahead on the screen at the end of this and hit the playlist of all my other EDM World News show videos. Let's get to this social media segment real quick. So, folks, everything, I would love you to follow, all of that, get 3 free unreleased songs from me by that bit.ly link. Visit my website, get those free songs. Get on my email list if you're serious about dubstep, drum and bass, drum step, or just EDM in general. At my website, ignore YouTube number 1, because again, YouTube number 1 is slowly becoming the YouTube that's here, which is YouTube number 2, as I move the videos slowly over to this particular channel, okay? Alright, that's it for all of that. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.